Hey Run Junkies, the virtual event guide for Run Disney's Star Wars Dark Side Half Marathon weekend is out, and I want to give you some highlights on what you need to know before you go. First, unfortunately, I will not be participating in this event. But since you guys responded so well to my Marathon Weekend event guide, I thought I would do a similar video for this April event. If you want general information that spans most Run Disney events, please check out this card right here. It will take you to the video that I created in December regarding Walt Disney World's Marathon Weekend. Since many of these guides contain a lot of the same information, I thought I would just give you information specific to the Dark Side event here in April, because I don't really want to repeat myself, and I'm sure you don't want to hear me repeat myself either. Run Disney Star Wars Dark Side Half Marathon Weekend begins on Thursday, April 20th with the opening of the Expo. Then, as with most Run Disney events, you have the 5K on Friday the 21st, the 10K on Saturday the 22nd, and the half marathon on Sunday the 23rd. As of this filming, about 20 days out from the Dark Side event, the half marathon was still available for registration, making it really hard for me to keep my wallet put away. All other events are sold out. Now let's start with the Expo. I personally learned a lot of lessons when I went to the Expo in January. If you are a first timer, the Expo at ESPN Wide World of Sports can be overwhelming to say the least. When arriving from the parking lots or the bus stops, make your way to the central plaza up the stairs. There might be a guy there directing traffic via a loudspeaker, so stop for a minute and listen to what he has to say, and you will get your bearings very quickly. Packet pickup is in the HP Field House, which is on the southeast corner of that plaza, and the Expo itself with all the shops and the Run Disney merchandise store is on the north side of that plaza. You go in through the northeast side of that building at the J Center. Another thing I didn't get about the Expo is that every entrance and exit is one way. You can't go out the same way you came in. So if you are experiencing the Expo in a group and you have to spread out, make sure you have a plan for where to meet after you've done everything you need to do. If you want to just get in, get your packet, and get out, it's a pretty quick process. However, if you want to do any shopping, you want to leave a few hours. For example, the Run Disney merchandise store has a line just to get into it on most occasions. Also, in order to save time, you should have received a race waiver link via email. Although the Expo has kiosks to print and sign those waivers on site, just save a little bit of time by doing that at home or at your hotel and bring them with you. Okay, so what makes the Dark Side Half Marathon weekend different than the January and February events? The 10K and the half marathon races are point to point. What that means is that your start area and your finish lines are in two separate places. In this case, the start line is at Magic Kingdom and your finish line is at its usual spot at Epcot. Point-to-point races are a common occurrence in the racing world. It happens all the time. Some of the biggest races, including Boston, are point-to-point races. Don't panic if you've never done one of these before. So let's talk quickly about transportation. If you are staying on property, bus transportation is the same as always. You get on your bus at your resort hotel and it will take you to the start line at Magic Kingdom. And after the race, you pick up a bus at Epcot and it will take you back to your resort hotel. If you are driving in, park at Epcot. You will then take a bus from Epcot to the start line. There will be buses for that as well. Then, of course, when you cross that finish line, you'll be within stumbling distance of your car. Isn't that nice? The third option is runner drop-off, where someone can take you in their car to either the Magic Kingdom or the Epcot charter lots. From Epcot, you'll take the bus, and from Magic Kingdom, you're basically right there. As far as timing goes, Run Disney suggests that you are on a bus no later than 4:30 a.m. on Friday morning and 4 o'clock a.m. on Saturday and Sunday. Last thing about transportation, the monorail will not be running prior to race start. So if you are staying at a monorail resort, you are gonna have to get on a bus. Now this point-to-point race thing also makes bag check a little bit differently. You will receive a clear plastic bag at packet pickup, which you will use to check your bag. You have to take it to the start line in the Rapunzel lot at Magic Kingdom. Then you will pick it up at the Epcot Wonder lot after the race. Disney magic, they'll get it there. They have like moving trucks that are fueled by pixie dust. Actually, in this case, I think they're YT 1300s and they're smuggling your gear bags to the Epcot Wonder lot. Nerd alert! Runners may only get to the start corrals for the 10K and the half through that Magic Kingdom parking lot. Walking in from anywhere else might get you disqualified. Okay, let's talk about the races themselves. The 5K seems to be pretty straightforward. You start in the Epcot parking lot, you go clockwise through World Showcase, exiting at International Gateway, re-entering in Great Britain, then through Future World and out to the finish. I'm gonna spend some more time on the 10K and the half marathon courses. First, here's a map of the start line. It's pretty straightforward with bus drop off to the west. You go east through security and everything you need is there. Race retreat, bag check, then the corrals and the start line at the far end. Both the 10K and the half marathon, you will then leave this area behind. Now here's the map of the 10K. I'm gonna walk you through it really fast. You run south on World Drive to the Cloverleaf exit onto Buena Vista Drive. That exit is a pretty dramatic uphill and banked for auto traffic, so be ready for that. You then go through Disney Hollywood Studios, entering from the backstage area near Tower of Terror, then out Sunset Boulevard and on to Hollywood Boulevard. Make sure you look behind you at the Chinese Theater when you turn onto Hollywood Boulevard. It's actually kind of a cool shot. You exit the park and get on the boardwalk path toward the Yacht and Beach Club resorts. Now a quick note about this section. This is quite the bottleneck with a lot of runners in a narrow space, and I think they even have a water stop in there, making it even narrower. Turn left after the Swan and Dolphin, running past the Yacht Club where they're probably already working on breakfast. After you pass the Beach Club Resort, you drop in through Epcot's International Gateway, past Canada, then out to the finish line. Water stops are at 1.5, 3.5, and about 4.5 miles approximately. Now let's talk about the half marathon. There are a lot of pieces and parts to this. Between the start line and about mile 4, there's not much to see. You are on backstage and access roads, but they usually liven that up with a lot of character stops. At mile 4, you drop into Animal Kingdom near Harambe Market, go left into Asia, then out through the backstage door at Dino Land. Once you're outside Animal Kingdom, there may be some bottlenecking here near the water stop. You then run through the Animal Kingdom parking lot, but this is about mile 6. Animal Kingdom is scheduled to open that day at 9 o'clock in the morning. This may be a little different from marathon weekend since you're not competing with incoming traffic. You're then out to Osceola Parkway past the Blizzard Beach Water Park. Then north on World Drive, again on that Cloverleaf that I mentioned before, and into Disney Hollywood Studios like we did with the 10K. So it's pretty much the same until you pass the Swan and Dolphin, where you will actually turn right going past the Boardwalk Resort. You go in through Great Britain, then counterclockwise around Epcot's World Showcase to the finish line. There will be 9 water aid stations and 1 food stop at mile 8 that should have bananas, oranges, and cliff shots. All water stops should also have Powerade. If you did Dark Side weekend last year, you may notice some changes in the course, and from what I'm hearing, it's actually their changes for the better. Okay, so here's another thing that makes Dark Side different. Challenge medals. If you complete the 10K and the half marathon during that weekend, you receive the Dark Side Challenge Medal. Also, if you completed the Star Wars Light Side half marathon in January at Disneyland, you should also receive the Kessel Run Medal. Gosh, this right here is on my bucket list. This is a thing I have to do. It's a thing. In order to receive the Kessel Run Medal, you must present a wristband that you should have gotten at packet pickup. The Coast to Coast Challenge medal is also available at this event. You must present a wristband for that medal as well. Now, this is a question I see a lot in my Facebook groups. So according to RunDisney, the same race can be used for multiple challenges. So yes, you do get the Kessel Run medal and the Coast to Coast Challenge medal. Now, I talked a little bit about race etiquette in my marathon weekend video, and I actually plan on fleshing that out even more in a future video. So please subscribe, you don't want to miss that. But today I want to talk about costume etiquette. Star Wars is so fun because lightsabers. This isn't mine, this is my kids. Yes, many of us like to complete our Disney bounds with lightsabers. However, please be considerate of those around you. As I mentioned earlier, there are some bottlenecks along this course. Even though our plastic lightsabers might not inflict the same kind of damage as a laser sword, you still want to be careful about your surroundings. Just keep your head on a swivel when you add that lightsaber to your awesome RunDisney costume. As always, guns and blasters, even toy ones, and masks of any kind are not allowed. You are allowed to wear capes, but they should not extend past your waist. You may get pulled from the course. Jedi robes like this are not allowed. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. Give a huge thank you to your volunteers, cast members, and first responders. Say it loud and repeatedly if you're like me. On a related note, Walt Disney World is making some changes to its security procedures when you enter the parks. While this probably won't affect your races, it may affect your park visits. So I'm leaving a link in the description below to a touring plans video that kind of details what the as of yet proposed security changes are going to be. Hopefully these changes are for the better, so please make sure you are prepared for this when you get to the parks. But that is it for the Star Wars Dark Side event guide. Now here's how I would like to hear from you. If you are participating in Star Wars Dark Side Half Marathon weekend, please leave questions, comments, and input in the comment section down below. Also, I really enjoy doing these event guide videos, and I plan on doing one for Tinkerbell at Disneyland in May. If you are participating in that event, please let me know, again, in the comment section down below. But that is it for me today. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, may the Force be with you. Oh, you know I had to say it. Nerd alert.